Hello Gunners, welcome back to Arsenal Daily Talk, your number one destination for the latest Arsenal transfer news, breaking updates, match analysis and everything happening at the Emirates. If you love Arsenal as much as we do, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications and let's dive straight into today's massive Arsenal news. Come on you Gunners, breaking Arsenal transfer news. Gunners, we have a developing transfer story that could become one of the biggest talking points of Arsenal's summer window. Fresh reports are linking Arsenal with a potential move for Barcelona forward Ferran Torres, with a transfer fee believed to be in the region of €20 million to €30 million. While there is no official agreement and neither Arsenal nor Barcelona has confirmed a deal, the rumour has quickly gained attention because of the price, the player involved and one very important factor, Mikel Arteta's previous relationship with Ferran Torres at Manchester City. If these reports develop into serious negotiations, Arsenal could have the chance to sign an experienced international attacker for a fee that many clubs would consider excellent value in today's transfer market. But before Arsenal fans get too excited, let's separate what is currently known from what remains speculation. At the moment, there is no "here we go," no official bid, and no medical scheduled. This is still a developing story. However, the fact that Ferran Torres continues to be linked with Arsenal raises an important question. Could this be the surprise attacking signing that Mikel Arteta has been quietly planning? That is exactly what we are going to explore throughout today's video. We'll examine why Barcelona could be willing to sell, why Arsenal might be interested, how Ferran Torres would fit into Arteta's tactical system, whether the reported €20 to €30 million fee represents a bargain, and what this could mean for Arsenal's ambitions in the Premier League and Champions League. Why this story has captured so much attention. Normally, when Arsenal are linked with attacking players, the reported fees are incredibly high. We've seen names valued at €60 million, €70 million, or even over €100 million. That is why this rumour immediately stands out. A player like Ferran Torres has already played at the highest level. He has won trophies, represented Spain internationally, played in the Premier League with Manchester City, and competed in the Champions League. If Arsenal could genuinely sign that level of player for around €20 to €30 million, it would naturally attract huge interest from supporters. But there is another reason why fans believe this rumour could have substance. And that reason is Mikel Arteta. Before becoming Arsenal's manager, Arteta worked closely with Pep Guardiola at Manchester City. During that period, Ferran Torres arrived from Valencia and developed within City's system. Arteta understands the player's qualities, his work ethic, and the type of football that allows him to perform at his best. Managers often return to players they know and trust, especially when building squads capable of competing on multiple fronts. Could Arteta see Ferran Torres as the versatile attacker Arsenal need? That is one of the biggest questions surrounding this developing story. A massive season awaits Arsenal. The timing of these reports is also significant. Arsenal are preparing for another season in which expectations will be extremely high. The club will be fighting across the Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup and Carabao Cup. That demands a squad with quality, versatility and reliable options in multiple positions. Ferran Torres fits that profile because he is capable of playing across the front line rather than being limited to one role. That flexibility could make him a valuable addition if Arsenal decide to pursue the move. But this is only the beginning of the story. In part 2, we'll dive into why Barcelona may be prepared to let Ferran Torres leave, what the latest reports are saying about the transfer, and whether Arsenal could face competition from other clubs for his signature. Don't go anywhere because the picture becomes even more interesting. COYG. Why Barcelona could sell Ferran Torres. Welcome back, Gunners. If you're still with us, you're in the right place, because this transfer story gets even more interesting when we look at Barcelona's side of the equation. Whenever a club like Barcelona is linked with selling a player of Ferran Torres' quality, the first question is obvious. Why would they let him leave? At first glance, it doesn't seem to make much sense. Ferran Torres is only in his mid-20s, has plenty of experience at the highest level, and has delivered important goals for Barcelona in recent seasons. He is versatile, hardworking, and understands what it takes to compete for major trophies. So why are transfer rumours continuing to surface? One reason often mentioned is Barcelona's financial situation. Although the club has made progress in recent years, it has continued to make difficult decisions regarding player sales and wages. Bringing in transfer income can help create financial flexibility for future signings and squad planning. This doesn't necessarily mean Barcelona want to force Ferran Torres out. Instead, it could mean they are willing to listen to offers if they believe the deal benefits the club. From Arsenal's perspective, that could create an opportunity. Now let's look at Ferran Torres himself. Despite facing strong competition in Barcelona's attack, he has continued to show his quality whenever called upon. Whether starting matches or coming off the bench, he has contributed with goals, assists, intelligent movement, and relentless pressing. Those qualities are exactly what Mikel Arteta demands from his attacking players. But here's the biggest talking point. If the reported €20 million to €30 million valuation is accurate, Arsenal may see this as an opportunity to sign a proven international attacker for less than many younger, less experienced players currently on the market. In today's transfer market, finding a player with Premier League experience, Champions League experience, and international pedigree for that price is becoming increasingly rare. However, Arsenal are unlikely to be the only club paying attention. When a player of Ferran Torres' profile becomes available at a relatively affordable fee, does Ferran Torres actually improve Arsenal's starting 11, or would he mainly provide valuable squad depth? The answer isn't as simple as many fans might think. Some supporters believe he could immediately compete for a place on either wing, or even play through the middle in certain matches. Others see him as an excellent rotational option who would keep Arsenal competitive across the Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup, and Carabao Cup. Either way, his versatility is one of his biggest strengths, and that versatility is something Arteta values enormously. So while this transfer remains a developing rumour rather than a confirmed negotiation, it's easy to understand why Arsenal fans are paying close attention. Coming up in part 3, we'll break down Ferran Torres' playing style in detail, explain exactly how he could fit into Mikel Arteta's tactical system, and compare him with Arsenal's current attacking options. You won't want to miss it because this is where the football analysis really begins. COYG, Tactical Analysis, how Ferran Torres could fit at Arsenal. Welcome back, Gunners. Now we've reached the most important part of this discussion. If Arsenal were to make a serious move for Ferran Torres, how would he actually fit into Mikel Arteta's system? Would he improve the team, or would he simply add depth to the squad? Let's break it down. One thing we've learned about Mikel Arteta is that he doesn't just sign talented players. He signs players who understand positional football, press aggressively, and can adapt to multiple roles. Ferran Torres ticks many of those boxes. The Spanish international is comfortable playing on the left wing, right wing, or as a central forward. That versatility is incredibly valuable because Arsenal compete in 4 competitions every season. Injuries, suspensions, and fixture congestion mean Arteta needs players who can step into different positions without disrupting the team's style. Could he play on the left? If Ferran Torres were used on the left, he would compete with Gabriel Martinelli and any other left-sided options Arsenal have. Torres likes to drift inside into dangerous areas rather than staying wide all the time. That movement could create space for Arsenal's attacking fullback to overlap and deliver crosses. His intelligent positioning inside the penalty area is one of the reasons he has scored important goals throughout his career. What about the right wing? On the right, Bukayo Saka remains Arsenal's undisputed first choice. No signing is likely to replace Saka if he is fit. However, Arsenal have often struggled when Saka needs a rest. The drop in quality has sometimes been noticeable, especially during busy periods of the season. Ferran Torres could provide high-level cover, allowing Arteta to rotate his squad without overloading one of his most important players. Can he play as a centre-forward? Perhaps the most intriguing option is through the middle. Although Ferran Torres is not a traditional target man, he has experience playing as a central striker and a false nine. Instead of relying on physical strength, he uses intelligent movement, quick combinations and well-timed runs behind defenders. Against teams that defend deep, those movements can be extremely difficult to stop. Arteta values forwards who press from the front, work hard without the ball and link play with midfielders. Those are areas where Torres has consistently shown quality. Strengths that suit Arsenal. If Arsenal are looking for a player who fits Arteta's football philosophy, Ferran Torres offers several attractive qualities. Excellent movement off the ball, strong tactical discipline, ability to play multiple attacking positions, high work rate when pressing opponents, experience in both La Liga and the Premier League, calm finishing in front of goal, experience in Champions League football. These are qualities that cannot always be measured by goals and assists alone. But there are questions too. Of course, every transfer has risks. Some Arsenal supporters will wonder whether Ferran Torres can consistently deliver elite numbers over an entire Premier League season. Others may ask if Arsenal should instead invest in a specialist striker or a winger with even greater end product. Those are fair questions, and they are part of the debate surrounding this transfer. At the moment, there is still no confirmed agreement between Arsenal and Barcelona. This remains a developing transfer story, and we'll have to wait to see whether Arsenal decide to make a concrete move. In Part 4, we'll compare Ferran Torres with Arsenal's current attacking options, examine whether the reported 20 to 30 million euros fee represents genuine value in today's market, and discuss the biggest advantages and risks of completing this transfer. Stay with us. There's much more to come. COYG. What happens next? Final verdict and outro. Welcome back, Gunners. We've covered every angle of this developing transfer story, and now it's time to answer the biggest question of all. Should Arsenal sign Ferran Torres if the reported fee of 20 to 30 million euros is genuine? The answer isn't completely straightforward, but there are plenty of reasons why this move could make sense. If Arsenal are looking for a versatile attacker who already knows the Premier League, has Champions League experience, understands the demands of playing for a title-chasing club, and has previously worked under Mikel Arteta, then Ferran Torres certainly fits the profile. At the reported price, many fans would argue that this is a relatively low-risk opportunity compared with the huge fees often paid for attacking players today. However, it's also important to stay realistic. As of now, there is no official bid, no agreement between the clubs, and no confirmation from Arsenal or Barcelona that a transfer is close. At this stage, the story remains a transfer rumour, and supporters should wait for reliable updates before treating it as a done deal. That said, football transfers can move very quickly. One positive report can be followed by formal negotiations, personal terms, and medicals within days. Or the story could cool down if Arsenal decide to prioritise another target. That's why every update over the coming days will be crucial. If Mikel Arteta believes Ferran Torres can strengthen the squad and help Arsenal compete for the Premier League title, the UEFA Champions League, the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, then this is a transfer worth watching very closely. My final analysis. If the reported valuation is accurate, Arsenal could secure an experienced, versatile attacker at a reasonable fee. Arteta already knows the player and his strengths. Torres would add quality and depth across multiple attacking positions. This is exactly why the coming days could be so important for Arsenal's summer transfer window. Your turn, Gunners. Now I want to hear from you. Would you sign Ferran Torres for 20 to 30 million euros? Is he the right player for Mikel Arteta? Would you rather Arsenal spend more on another attacker, or do you think this could become one of the bargains of the summer? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read as many of your comments as I can, and I'd love to hear your opinion. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want the fastest Arsenal transfer updates, breaking news, match analysis, and exclusive discussions, make sure you subscribe to Arsenal Daily Talk, turn on notifications, and never miss another upload. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, stay safe, keep believing, and come on you Gunners.